Welcome back. Located at the Giza Plateau, and the Grand Egyptian Museum stands as a cultural heritage for Egypt. And to shed more light on the Grand Egyptian Museum, we're delighted to be joined over the phone by Mr. Ahmed Badr, tourism expert. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, to you and to all the audience. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. What makes the Grand Egyptian Museum different from other museums here in Egypt?
The Grand Egyptian Museum is considered the biggest museum in the world that is dedicated to one civilization. So it's by far will be the best and most modern museum for ancient Egyptian civilization in Egypt and around the world as well. You cannot compare it with any other museum in Egypt because of all the modern ways of viewing all the pieces and the architecture itself of the museum, and also the pieces that will be shown at this interesting museum. For the first time, the whole collection of King Tut will be there under one roof. We're talking about more than 5,000 pieces, including the famous mask of King Tut. The only exception would be the mummy of King Tut himself, which is at his tomb at the Valley of the Kings in Luxor. Since it was announced that we are building this museum back in 2005, the whole world was anticipating the opening of this museum. Unfortunately, the process of it was a bit slow, and then it was stopped for a few years after the unrest that we had back in 2012. But then the government decided to move back again and finish this project since 2015. It was supposed to be opened by end of 2020, but of course the pandemic of Corona postponed this opening until now. And each time, I know the state is deciding to choose a new date for opening it. You know, we have international things that is happening, so preventing us from opening formally, or the grand opening. So right now it is what we call soft opening. Some parts of it are working, some parts of it can be visited. That's what we call the soft pre-visit of the Grand Egyptian Museum. Just to, first of all, it will help the management of the museum to plan for the visits and how it will go after the official opening of the museum, when it's all open, it's all working. And also it will give us idea about the museum, and again it's used as some kind of marketing and advertising for it, by showing some of the places to the clients that they can share and talk about to the world.
Yes, well, sir, 2 years ago, the giant entrance hall of the Grand Egyptian Museum rang out with some of the world's most well-known opera classics. And now it will host the 75th anniversary of the World Health Organization, or WHO. How do you see the significance of holding this event at the museum?
The museum can be used as not just a museum, but also as culture center and a place for events like that. This is something known around the world, not just at the Grand Egyptian Museum. It is as from it's just a way of not just promoting it, but also to increase the income of the museum itself.
Yeah.
This museum its cost is almost over $1 billion, so definitely it needs some kind of different management to it to be able to get the costs of the building and the running costs of it. So definitely using it as a place for events and a center point for showing Egyptian culture and creating from it a new beacon for culture and events in Egypt. Definitely, this will be a great add-on to the museum itself and to the Egyptian tourism and to the Egyptian economy.
Yeah. Well, sir, it was decided to transfer the treasures of Tutankhamun from the Egyptian Museum in Tahrir Square to the Grand Egyptian Museum. How do you evaluate this decision or this move?
It was decided from the beginning that the museum will show the main collection of the museum will be the entire collection of King Tut, besides some other masterpieces like the statue of King Ramses II and the Grand Stairs, which will have more than 50 or 60 statues of the ancient Egyptian kings, besides some other statues and artifacts. But the main collection is the King Tut. So from the beginning, that was the idea. So by this, we can have the clients, they can stay in Cairo for more than 3-4 days, because one day they will need to go to the Old Egyptian Museum, which still have some great collections, especially from the Old Kingdom and the New Kingdom. Mm-hmm. And then they can go to the Grand Egyptian Museum to see the King Tut collection, and then they can go to the National Museum of Egyptian Civilization to see the mummies of the ancient Egyptian kings. So we're giving them different spots, different places to go, besides, of course, the pyramids and Saqqara, which is Saqqara, by the way, you can spend easily one day there with all the tombs and the discoveries going on there, and then one day for the Christian and Islamic monuments.
Yes.
So it is a great thing for our portfolio of tourism that we can give to our clients.
Right. Well, sir, the Grand Egyptian Museum has won the Green Building Award for the best project in the field of green construction, Green Building Award. Now, what are the conditions and specifications that has to be met to win this award?
Well, I'm sure there are many conditions. First of all, keeping the environment and trying to get as much as clean energy as possible. I mean, energy from solar, from either solar panels or wind generated electricity, and also how they deal with the waste, because, you know, with the thousands of visitors daily, there will be lots of waste. So how they deal with that. So these are the main conditions to meet these, to win this kind of trophies.
Yes. Sir, how far will the inauguration of the museum, I mean, as you mentioned, it's a soft opening up till now. Now, how far will the grand ceremony, grand inauguration, will it affect and boost tourism in Egypt?
As I mentioned, the whole world is looking for this. The whole world is asking when will be the inauguration and the grand opening of the Grand Museum. Definitely, it will be grand. It will be even more than the parade of golden mummies. If you remember, 2 years ago,
yes, yes.
It was a big hype all around the world. So this will be even bigger.
Yeah.
It will bring so many tourists during and after the opening. We will have heads of state and celebrities from all over the world, which will be great advertising and marketing to Egypt, to come and visit Egypt. So it will put Egypt on a good and positive way on all of the international media.
Yeah, well, also the Great Staircase was opened for visitors. Now, the Great Staircase is considered an introduction to the gem or the Grand Egyptian Museum. Would you tell us more about the Great Staircase?
The Great Stair is the stairs coming from the main entrance of the museum, going to the main exhibition ballrooms or the halls. So going up there, there are more than 50 or 60 statues of ancient Egyptian kings that are, some of them or most of them, are shown for the first time. They were not exhibited before anywhere, anyway. So it will be a great add also to this tour and to the museum after it's open, because so many people are very interested about going and seeing it and seeing these statues for the first time.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, sir, how do you see the significance of developing the pyramids area, the pyramids and restoration of this area and the Grand Egyptian Museum at the same time, shedding light on the most remarkable features of the state's developing plan, tourism development plan in this area in specific?
The pyramids area is the most known and most famous touristic area in the world. If you ask anyone in the world about Egypt, first thing he would say is the pyramids of Giza. It's the most famous. It can be the main attraction for Egypt. We can have billions of dollars out of this area if it was planned and have the right services around it. Unfortunately, it's not, but now the state is trying
working
to,
on this plan. Great achievements have been done on this so far, and we're looking forward for more, of course.
Yes, exactly. So they're doing this to redo it and remodel it and replan it to be, so we can show it the way it should be shown.
Right. Well, I would like to thank you very much, Mr. Ahmed Badr, tourism expert. Many thanks for your insights, sir. And dear viewers, with this, we come to the end of this edition of Cairo Local Time. Many thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the top stories that will be coming up in a moment.